Welcome to our channel. We live in an era where material wealth is more visible than ever before, and it seems like everyone is a billionaire on social media. The lists of millionaires are getting longer every day, and these people appear to lead lives that make the average person green with envy. Whether it is driven by vanity or some other psychological need, there is a growing trend of people working very hard to look rich, even when they are actually just putting on a facade. Today, we are going to expose these pretenders by looking at 15 specific signs that someone is just faking it. And we will help you do a self-check to make sure you are not accidentally sabotaging your own financial future by trying to look the part. The first major red flag is that they prioritize logos over actual quality. You have probably seen these people walking around looking like human billboards, covered in the logos of every luxury brand imaginable. In many cases, they are wearing high-quality knockoffs, or sometimes items that do not even qualify as good fakes, just random clothes with a logo slapped on them. The fake rich often mix real luxury items with fakes. For example, they might carry a genuine designer bag but wear counterfeit shoes or a fake t-shirt. For these people, the logo is everything, and the actual craftsmanship is irrelevant. They would rather drop a fortune on a famous killer bag that is notorious for wearing out quickly just because it was featured in a popular action movie, whereas a truly wealthy person would choose a high-quality, handmade, durable leather bag from a niche brand that focuses on longevity. To the truly wealthy, comfort and quality come first, and the brand name is just a secondary detail that is often hidden or not visible on the surface at all. Second, these pretenders are obsessed with name-dropping. They might appear humble on the surface by not bragging about themselves directly, but they will constantly tell you about the powerful and successful people they allegedly know. They will talk about a wealthy brother who invests in massive projects or a friend who hangs out with celebrities. This is a classic tactic to borrow status from others. They understand that people are often judged by the company they keep, so they try to convince you that they are part of an elite circle. In reality, they probably just had a 5-minute conversation with that person at a fan event or heard about them from someone else. The third sign is a constant, desperate need for validation. Fake rich people live for the praise of others and are constantly looking for external feedback to boost their ego. Interestingly, they often focus on getting approval from people they consider to be below them in social status. They spend so much time and energy trying to get people to acknowledge their supposed success that they forget to actually do the work required to be successful. Truly wealthy people do not need your approval. They carry a natural presence and confidence regardless of where they are. They are more concerned with their internal peace and happiness than with how they are perceived by the public. When you talk to a fake rich person, you will notice the fourth sign. They always bring the conversation back to money. Chatting with them can be incredibly boring because their dialogue is shallow and lacks substance. Every few sentences, they will find a way to mention a financial win or a recent expensive purchase. However, if you mention your own success or the fact that you earn more than them, they will lose interest in the conversation immediately. They only care about money as a tool for self-aggrandizement and are eager to explain why their latest expensive purchase was a smart move just to get your nod of approval. Fifth, they love to brag about their plans rather than their results. They are always busy starting a new project or talking about a grand vision that is supposedly going to make them millions. While they might be smart enough to come up with great ideas, they lack the self-discipline to follow through on anything. They have a 3-minute heat where they are excited and then they quit. Truly wealthy people do not need 1,000 scattered ideas. They usually have one solid business plan that they stick with for the long haul until it generates real revenue. Sixth, these individuals always want to be the center of attention in a crowd. You can spot them easily because they are terrible listeners. When someone else is speaking, they are not actually listening. They are just waiting for a gap so they can steer the topic back to themselves. This behavior makes them come across as arrogant and annoying. A truly wealthy person is often the one asking questions because they are genuinely interested in other people's experiences and perspectives. The seventh sign is the use of overly complex and impressive-sounding job titles. Instead of giving you a clear idea of what they do, they give themselves titles like Chief Operating Officer and Director of Project Management. These titles are often vague and sound like they do everything and nothing at the same time. In real business settings, professionals want people to understand their role immediately so they can get down to business. Those who are faking success are often obsessed with titles like CEO or Managing Director, even if their entire company consists of 5 people and 4 of them are called directors. The 8th sign is perhaps the most dangerous. They have no savings account. Fake rich people spend every penny they earn on the packaging of their life. They do not understand the concept of delayed gratification, which is one of the biggest differences between the truly wealthy and the poor, or the pretenders. Without savings, they have no safety net for emergencies and no capital to invest when a real opportunity arises. When things go wrong, they have to rely on high-interest loans just to keep their facade from crumbling. Truly wealthy people always have multiple streams of income and a substantial savings account. Their social circle, the 9th sign, is usually made up of other fake rich people. Real wealthy people can see through their act instantly, and the pretenders feel uncomfortable around people with actual substance. Since they also look down on those they perceive as poor, they end up in a bubble of other people who are also pretending. They gather at expensive places to waste what little money they have, while talking about the millions they will supposedly make one day, reinforcing each other's delusions. The 10th sign is that they are often just working for the people who do not care about appearances. There is a saying that the people in suits are usually working for the person in a t-shirt and jeans. You see this in financial centers like London or New York. The employees look incredibly polished, but the real boss is back at a country estate in casual clothes. Fake rich people often try to claim the achievements of their company or team as their own personal success. But if you take away the platform they are standing on, they are quite average. 11th, they are slaves to fleeting trends. They are the ones who feel ashamed to use an older phone, even if it works perfectly, simply because the newest model is out. They are the primary target for fast fashion and tech companies because they are desperate to show the world they are always on the cutting edge. They would rather empty their pockets for a temporary status symbol than keep a functional item and save the money. This leads to the 12th sign. They rely heavily on credit and overconsumption. Because their income cannot keep up with their desire to look wealthy, they use credit cards and installment plans to buy things. Crucially, they buy liabilities that lose value, like sports cars, rather than assets that generate income, like real estate. Real rich people rarely use installment plans for consumer goods, and when they do borrow money, it is usually to leverage an investment that will make them more money in the future. The 13th sign is the flashy car parked in front of a modest or rented home. In the past, small business owners might have spent their last cent on a luxury car to impress investors, and today's pretenders do the same. They might live in a tiny apartment in a remote area, but they drive a car that is worth more than their living situation. As a general rule, if your vehicle costs more than 10% of the value of your home, you are likely spending beyond your actual means just for the sake of image. 14th, they have very little knowledge about actual wealth management. They can talk about spending and expensive things all day, but they have no depth when it comes to the technicalities of being rich. If you ask them about tax structures, legal protections, or deep investment strategies, they get stuck because they are following a script of what they think a rich life looks like, rather than actually living it. They lack the life experience and professional background to sustain a serious conversation about wealth. Finally, the 15th sign is that they always have a list of excuses for why their previous projects failed. They will blame the market, a partner who betrayed them, or a lack of funding. But it is never their own fault. While external factors affect everyone, truly wealthy people have the problem-solving skills and resilience to succeed in spite of those challenges. The pretender uses these excuses to hide the fact that they never had the substance to succeed in the first place. We hope these 15 signs help you navigate your social and professional circles more clearly. More importantly, use them as a self-check to make sure you are focusing on building real wealth rather than just a hollow image. If you recognize some of these habits in yourself, now is the time to correct them and get back on the path to genuine financial freedom. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more content to help you grow your financial intelligence, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us reach more people who are looking to build a better future. We will see you in the next video.